Hello, everyone. This is my cheerleader who will come into play later. Have you ever felt unhappy in your body? If you have, put the letter U below. Have you ever criticized your body? If you have, put the letter C below. First of all, I want to give you a bit of a warning that this is a sensitive topic, what I'm talking about. It could be triggering, it could be traumatic. It is around sexuality. So make sure you take care of yourself. Also, I live in a cabin by the lake, and hopefully my internet is good today. Calling on all the internet guides and angels out there. If it isn't, it's because I live in a cabin. So I want to tell you, if you have been unhappy with your body, or if you criticize your body, that negative self-talk, that inner critic, you're not alone. According to the research, 91% of women are unhappy with their bodies. Oh, and I also want to tell you that I'm just going to pull up a couple of the research that I have here. 70% of women, this is according to the University of British Columbia, so Canadian, and Psychology Today, 70% of women report that body shame actually impacts their sexual confidence. And half of them actually avoid sex intimacy because they don't feel good in their bodies. If that's true for you, I just want you to put S for shame. 80%, research shows that 80% of women say that their negative body image actually affects their ability to enjoy intimacy. And another study, 80% of women in this other study said that they also experience shame and body judgment, and that it's actually silenced their desires. So again, if that's happening for you, you are not alone and you are in the right place. I've got you. And I also have a resource with you for you. So stick around. That is going to help you to transform all of that. So welcome to The Naked Truth. 3 myths that keep women unhappy in their bodies. It does not have to be this way. Today, my intention is that, first of all, you are going to learn some practical tools so that you can dissolve that body criticism or reduce it and increase body acceptance and body love. Number 2, that you can discover some of the things that are blocking you, that are in the subconscious. And then number 3, my intention is that you leave here feeling more confident, more connected, and more feminine in your body. And I would love to know which of those is more important for you. Feeling more confident, connected, feminine. If it's all 3, put CCF. All right. So you are in the right place. Since we are going to be hanging out together for a bit here today, I would love your permission to actually be quite vulnerable, share a bit about my background, why I'm doing this work, and a little bit about who I am. So if that's a yes, just put P for permission below. So I am Vireo, Pleasure Coach Vireo. Vireo sounds like Cheerio, but V like vulva and vagina. I am a sacred sexuality coach. I am also a mom. I'm a grandma, and I'm a multiple best-selling author. And I live 6 months out of the year in Canada, here where I am right now in my cabin by the lake. And the other 6 months, I'm blessed to now live in Mexico by the ocean. I am also teacher by background. I have 15 years of teaching in the classroom, And I have 17 years of supporting women in their empowerment around body image and sexuality. And there's something else I wanted to tell you. Just make sure I'm not missing anything here. Yes, I am the co-creatrix of the 12-month pleasure program. This is our eighth year. And one of my superpower tools is as a mindset coach with the tool of belief or patterning that helps to transform the mindset. I am also the host of the Tropical Sacred Annual Goddess Yoni Temple Retreat in Mexico. My life is really ecstatic, blissful, joyful. And I'm going to tell you, it has definitely not always been this way. This is some of the traumatic part. When I was 10 years old, I was raped by a cousin. And that moment changed the trajectory of my entire life. In order to survive and move forward in my life, I learned unconsciously, obviously, how to disassociate from my body, how to disconnect from my body. And as a result of that, I neglected my body. And I went from unhealthy and abusive after abusive and unhealthy relationship to relationship for decades. I neglected myself. I neglected my body. And I literally lost Vireo. And I remember one moment in particular. I was right here outside on the deck of my cabin, face down in a puddle of snot and tears. And I was on medical leave, burnt out. My boss at the time had actually fired me while I was on medical leave. I was also suffering a heartbreak. And I remember the voices in my head were yelling, "You're stupid, you're a failure, you're not good enough, Vireo." I was so ashamed. I felt so much shame as a grown woman. This is a decade ago. I'm 63 years young, and at the time I was 50, 51 years old. And I prayed in that moment. I asked for guidance. And the message I got was be sovereign. I'm like, sovereign? My mind was like, what does that mean? But my soul knew what sovereign meant. I was like, oh, like a queen. Let's see if I could put this on. It's always a little funny, and I have to figure out on Zoom how to change it. It shows backwards, side, different view. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, we'll go with my own mirror here. So if you could relate to that, and if you have ever burned out, I would love if you put burnout in the chat. Well, I see if I can fix my crown here. I must fix it. There we go. Mostly fixed. Okay. Put B in the chat if you can relate to being burned out. And also, okay, it's going to be a little crooked. It's all right. Also, if you were also ever experienced rape, I am so sorry that that happened. And I know it was not your fault. So if you want to be vulnerable and share and be held and be heard, just put R for raped or any sort of sexual trauma, childhood trauma. You could just put me too, me and the number 2, me too. I had a realization in that moment that my whole life, I had given away the power and the responsibility of my happiness, my orgasm, everything in my life, even decisions, to the men in my life. In that moment, when I decided to be sovereign, I decided that had to change. So for the next 13 months, I literally dedicated myself to getting to know this body. I studied the art of self pleasure, of self love. I learned the mindset coaching so I could transform those beliefs of not good enough, undeserving, so many negative beliefs, unlovable, unlikable, not confident. And I'm happy to say that I stopped putting myself last and I started putting myself first. So, if you could relate to any of that, please put R in the comments. And if you are ready to hear the number one myth that stops us from loving our bodies, that keeps us in that neglect, just put the number one below. So, the number one myth and actual lie that we've been told is that we need a partner. We need somebody else to lift us up, to tell us we're good enough. And I'm going to tell you, you don't actually. What you actually need is belief in yourself. Now, if you actually don't believe in yourself, it doesn't matter how many hundreds or thousands of people tell you you're great, you're magnificent. It will only take one to tell you that you're not good enough or who the F do you think you are, and then you'll crash down again. As long as you depend on somebody outside of you, it will never, ever be enough. So put the word self below if you are willing to let it be yourself that believes in you. Let it be yourself that lifts you up. And then you will find that hundreds of people, thousands of people will actually be by your side, but not because you need them, but because you want them from a place of wholeness. There's a difference. One is codependent and victim, and this one is from a place of sovereignty, of wholeness. And I put a capital S here also because for me, when I'm connected to my sovereign self, I'm also sovereign, capital S self means that I am connected to something greater. You want to call it God, divinity, Dieu, Dios, Yumala in my mother language, all that is, creator, great spirit, whatever you want to call that, that's part of the self. My worth comes from me, my capital S self, and the divine. So I have a practice for you. Put put yes below if you would like to learn this practice for your sovereign self. Sovereign self. Okay, my practice for you, I have two practices actually. One of them is that you look in the mirror every single day. I actually did this for 365 days. I looked in the mirror and I told myself something kind, something I liked about myself, why I would be my friend. And if I ever noticed or when I noticed myself criticizing myself, I would stop and I would apologize. I'd say, I'm sorry, Virio. I'm sorry for saying that. And then I would give myself two compliments, two compliments. So let's see. Put put for number one, yes, if you are willing to practice self-love with the mirror, put yes one below to the number one. All right. The feminine, our deepest yearning as women in the feminine is to be seen. So we need to start by seeing ourselves. All right. I'm very aware of time right now. That's exciting. All right. So are you ready for number two? Put two in the comments. The second lie, I'm going to actually take this off right now. I'm distracted by it. Woo! All right. The second lie that we've been told is that our naked bodies are sinful. How many of you were born naked? Put N below if you were born naked. Your body is so, so not sinful. Your body is also, not only is it not sinful, but naked is actually necessary medicine. Necessary medicine. Put M below if you agree that your naked body, just your body is actually medicine connecting with your body, but naked is actually medicine. Um, Dr. John Veltheimer, the founder of Body Talk, has research, and if you're interested in the paper on that, reach out to me. There is something called Wei Qi, which is this beautiful film against our body that protects us. It's like envelops our whole body. And when we're naked, we actually strengthen our Wei Qi, which strengthens our immune system. When we wear clothing, in particular synthetic clothing, uh, underwires, under bras, it actually cuts our Wei Qi, cuts our Qi and our Wei Qi, and causes dis-ease. So if you are willing to invest time in being naked as medicine, just put the word N below for naked. All right, I have a gift for you. Put the word gift below if you would like to receive my gift. And then I've got one last, the last myth to share with you. So the gift that I have for you, and hopefully you're willing to be naked every day, invest some time in that. The gift that I have for you is 8 empowered steps to increase self-confidence and body confidence and feel like a goddess. And in this, you are going to dissolve some of the negative self-talk, negative body talk. You are also going to increase your positive self-talk and your body talk. And I promise you that you are eventually going to learn to love your body more. And you are, I should have warned you, I cuss. You are going to become unfuckwithable. All right. Okay, we just got like, I think 1 or 2 minutes left. So put 3 in the chat. Make sure you put gift below if you would like to receive my gift. Put number 3. The third myth that we've been told is that pleasure is actually sinful, and that pleasure is a luxury and it's selfish. It is such a lie. And I want to tell you that it actually causes burnout. Neglecting our bodies, neglecting ourselves, putting ourselves last, believing that pleasure is something extra causes burnout. 53% of women in a study recently reported that they experienced burnout. 53%. Maybe that's you. And I want to tell you that pleasure is actually sacred medicine. And I'm going to tell you that just before this call, I actually went swimming. Hence, my hair is still pretty wild right now. I went swimming because I wanted to fill myself up so that I could give to you from my overflow. So my encouragement to you, and this is one of the things in our pleasure program, is we invest a lot of time in learning how to fill ourselves up. We transform the beliefs of not good enough. We transform beliefs that block us from our pleasure. So if you are willing to claim pleasure as a medicine, then just put pleasure below or the letter P. So I want to finish on this. I want to let you know as we complete today that pleasure is actually also a path to God, path to the divine, whatever you want to call that greater power. And your body is the gateway to pleasure as medicine. Your body is the gateway to pleasure as medicine. I would love to know, what is your takeaway? I love you. I see you. Make sure you put the word gift below so that I can give you your gift. And I look forward to connecting with you. And I will read all of your comments as soon as this is done here. Mwah.